This is the SANAT KUMARA. Welcome, my dear students, to another lecture at NAMAS YOUNIVERSITY. Today's topic is built on the questions you have asked. Yet I'll take the liberty to turn my answers into cohesive lecture with the title, What You Can and Will Be Able to Do. I want to inspire you to enter into a deeper dialogue with yourself in all dimensions, and that means also with us at Shambala. At the end of today's lecture, I will give you the resolution to the riddle the 7 human ancestors seem to pose to the reader in Volume 1, Chapter 1 of my Chronicles. At the very end, I will make important announcements, and the master teachers, Lord Maitreya, Joshua, aka Jesus, and Mother Mary would like to address you too. Now, let's get right into it. How can you use the library of your mind to get in touch with the master teachers and other higher beings? The library of mind is a powerful tool for creating and allowing experiences. It is your individual reference framework in all dimensions, from the 3rd up to your soul in the 8th, and, for those with spiritual training and practice, in higher dimensions, it can include experiences and communication up to the 24th, where our source, the divine, resides. Due to your upbringing, most of you have lost trust in your innate abilities and faith into higher dimensional beings. You doubt yourself and your capacity to communicate and interact with your higher existence and higher beings. Yes, you discuss the possibilities with others, but in the back of your conditioned mind, some doubt has made itself comfortable. Who am I that a master teacher speaks to me directly? Am I crazy if I hear the voice of Joshua, aka Jesus, in my heart? Can it be real that I have a planetary mission and that manifesting what I want from life is by far not enough? Can it be true that the SANAT KUMARA is guiding me? Please ask yourself honestly, do I doubt more than I have trust in myself as a spiritual being that just has an experience in the dense physical body of the 3rd dimension? Do I truly accept that I am the one who creates my experiences in the framework of all existence and within the cosmic laws? Am I ready to hear and see things that turn my worldview and convictions upside down and or force me to get out of my current comfort zone? Through the library of your mind, you can enter into higher dimensions, either being fully awake or in your sleep. As the veil is thinning due to the shift, more and more of you are able to use the library of your mind as a pathway into these dimensions and interactions, being fully awake. My e-booklet, the SANAT KUMARA, is there to help you achieve that constantly and in a predictable manner. It also includes invocations to establish contact with Shambala beings of each of the 5 kingdoms of Earth, as well as to our offers allies. Depending on your personal and planetary mission for your current incarnation, communicating with the Aldebaran people, for example, who give life and network to our trees in the Northern Hemisphere, is possible. Their home and headquarters is at the border of the 17th to the 18th dimension. They have always existed and work in higher group consciousness dimensions in the current universe, but lower their frequencies, vibrations and energies to support life on Earth. You are able to communicate with them through each tree once you win their trust as being a reliable friend and co-worker for Earth, not seeking this interaction for selfish or commercial purposes or merely to brag about it. How can you enter a portal to the Deva world like Lucia and Mirko do in the Chronicles when using the blue vase? The fictional characters in my Chronicles are as real and as capable as you are. Where they find Deva portals, you can find them too. The blue vase is one example. Devas use symbols to enter into their world, both as portals and keys to portals. The ceiling of the walkway around the center of the octagon of Aachen Cathedral is full of Deva symbols, if your eyes are willing to see and the library of your mind is open enough. At this particular ceiling you find mosaic depictions of daisies, trees of life, the fountain of life, and 4 men pouring water out of vases. The Devas use the mosaic depictions to enter and exit the cathedral, and you could use them to enter into the Deva kingdom. But how can you enter? Deva world portals are protected against unwelcome, just nosy, or ignorant users. They are open for respectful and humble collaborators. If you have shown by actions that you are one of these, you are allowed into the Deva world, like Lucia is in volume 1 of my Chronicles. But you'll get a chaperone, as Lucia gets now. This is necessary to ensure that a human being entering does not cause chaos or destruction. You can compare it to entering into an unfamiliar culture here on Earth for the first time. Not knowing the customs and rules, you make mistakes, potentially also grave ones that cause harm, like when driving on the wrong side of the road. So concluding, yes, you can enter the Deva world through a Deva portal, once you are ready in the library of your mind to find them. Come as a trustworthy, humble and respectful collaborator, get invited by the Devas and accept that a chaperone is with you. Next to the Deva world portals, there is a vast variety of other portals, spirit doors and divine pathways. And of course, you want to know whether you can use them as well for travel and communication, whether this is dangerous, and what the basic requirements are. The topic of spirit doors, portals, and divine pathways into other dimensions on and off Earth cannot be explored to a satisfying degree in the context of my lecture. But we from Shambala want to offer you what your heart is seeking. Therefore, we have teamed up with 2 women who have the necessary experience and overview to write an enchanting illustrated ebook together with us for you. We are already busy and hopeful to have it completed sometime in autumn. This ebook will be available in English and a short while later in German, before we arrange for translations into other languages as well. However, to cut your waiting time short, I encourage you to expand the library of your mind by exploring what your own culture offers you in stories of old, myths and legends about it right now. To give you a hint what to look out for, check out the adventures of Hermes, the divine messenger, and the hero Perseus. But also look at how they are depicted. You will discover that both have wings on the heel of their sandals, but Hermes has wings on the helmet as well. What does that code mean? Both can use earth portals, but Hermes, the divine messenger, can also use the cosmic communication system for travel. Thus, if this topic is of interest to you and you can't wait until autumn, dig into the stories of old myths and legends of your own culture with open eyes and your intuition switched on. Related to this was the question, can you prepare daisy or Deva water yourself? Daisy water is another word for Deva water, and it is real. You could prepare it, but you can't until the seed in form of a daisy or seed water already prepared by someone else is given to you. My chronicles are an accurate depiction of spiritual reality. Yes, they come across as novels, characters are fictional, but what is told is real. In Volume 1, Lucia prepares and uses Deva water, but she can only prepare the seed water and then multiply it daily once she has been accepted by the Deva kingdom. So you can't prepare daisy or Deva water without permission of the Deva kingdom. Sure, you can pluck a daisy, put it into water and hope for the best. But this will not generate water in its purest form as it originally existed on planet Earth. Water that is healing and purifying all it comes into contact with. Dig into Volume 1 of my Chronicles and take for real what the Mer-Queen Etrusia answers to Lucia during their first encounter on her question, "What have I done to make you trust me?" On to the next topic. Why can we as a source mention the plans for Earth and other recent events, such as what is occurring at Aachen Cathedral, and other channeling sources can't or don't? What I, the SANAT KUMARA, and my colleagues from the Shambala Council make available now is coherent and cohesive, accurate, up-to-date information for all of humanity. It can only be delivered to you through incarnate aspects of souls who have an extensive library of mind in multiple dimensions, decades of silent service for the plan of Earth together with us, able and experienced to communicate with me, the members of the Shambala Council, many beings representing all Earth's kingdoms, as well as many of Earth's allies of Earth. These people act with a pure, high-frequency vibration and energy body due to their disciplined lifestyles. They have no personal interests that conflict our interests and the path Earth needs to go. They are used to working in worldwide teams in multiple dimensions for a larger purpose, and they agreed that their soul steps aside for at least 50% so that one or more of us can walk into the being in higher dimensions to guide the incarnate aspect full-time, 24/7, 365. Only under these prerequisites, they have access to information about the current divine plan for Earth and events. Due to us having walked into them, we ensure that the knowledge and information they convey is accurate and up to date. Only this group of people will be working with us in a co-teacher's role at NAMAS University. With this university, we want to ensure that you perceive the larger context of your incarnation from the Shambala Council all over the world in the same way and accuracy. Now, understand me correctly. There are thousands and thousands of people around the world with whom individual representatives of the Shambhala Council are in contact. People who do most significant energy work or who channel messages for us to more people, and that for years or decades. This work is vital. Yet the projects they work on are different, and the information they receive is selective, as well as limited in accordance with their lifestyle and library of mind. Those who channel, for example, just one master teacher, focus on the human kingdom. But that said, all incarnate on planet Earth are one and all are equal from our perspective in Shambhala. We care about all of you equally. You are all incarnate in the third dimension of planet Earth with an aspect of your soul, no matter where the soul has its home. To spiritually evolve and make the most of this incarnation, you have to know and live your personal and planetary mission, as well as balance karma when it is due. Nothing less will do. So being selfless and serving others is good, but it is not enough if you don't serve the planetary mission. Coming to Earth as a star seed is not an advantage, but mostly a burden. Remember, those human souls who incarnate with an aspect on Earth either have had bad experiences in the dense physical on some other planet and need a second chance in the dense physical, or they have never incarnated in the dense physical before, only in the etheric, and are here for learning. You can never tell from one criteria alone how advanced an incarnate being is and what mission it has personally and planetary. One thing is for certain, however, without knowing what you should contribute to the plan and future of Earth, you are not able to evolve spiritually to the degree possible for you. My question to the readers of my Chronicles has been, who are the 7 human ancestors in Volume 1, Chapter 1? Discussing rather frustrated their respective contributions to the conscious development of humans on planet Earth and what has become of it. I've asked this question for a reason. I consider you potentially as bright as these 7 are, and with it I want to give you hints for ways to expand the library of your mind. The 7 human ancestors and what they are referring to are: Dante refers to the Divine Comedy and the fact that the last word in each of the 3 main chapters, Hell, Purgatory and Paradise, is star, hinting at the connection that is most important and was lost at Dante's time. For 800 years now, readers are, however, fascinated by the depiction of hell, and so don't get the core message. The second ancestor is Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. He refers to his tragedy Faust. While Dante shows people at the beginning of the 14th century God's eternal plan in life after death, Goethe shows roughly 500 years later how God's plan itself must take shape during an incarnation through taking decisions and acting upon them. Third is the enlightened wise Indian Vyasa. He refers to the conversation between the warrior prince Arjuna with Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, which forms part of the epos Mahabharata, set in the time way before Christ. The Gita is the song of spirit, showing in body, mind and soul that the divine is everywhere. The fourth is Lao Tzu, which literally means the old man, and therefore is not a name. He wanted to stay anonymous, not seeking personal glory. Lao Tzu refers to the Tao Te Ching, also translated as Tao Te Ching. He does not want you to recognize a reality, but to look within, to experience inner enlightenment, to become simple-minded like a child who is not yet driven about by the turmoil of desires. The fifth is Rumi, the 13th century Persian poet and Sufi scholar, referring to one of his poems of wisdom. Sufism is the spiritual path in the Islam, also called Islamic mysticism. In Islam, the prophet is concerned with moral influence, like the priest in Christianity. But the poet is concerned with the free individual rise of the spirit of the individual. The sixth is William Blake, the English poet and painter of deep spiritual insights. He refers to Trusian entering the great hall of Shambala, not to one of his works, as he himself went unnoticed during his life. Only later he became a spiritual inspiration to many creatives and intellectuals, and his poem Jerusalem is now the beloved unofficial English anthem. And finally, William Shakespeare is referring to his play As You Like It. The complete quote is, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts." But what he is saying is not that you play many roles to present yourself in the best possible manner in different circumstances of your life, like in your work or being with family, friends or foes. He refers to the fact that your incarnation in the dense physical is but a fraction of who you are. You die, live on and re-enter. The real you is your soul in the 8th dimension with multiple previous incarnations and their experiences stored in the vortex that swirls around the core, the spark of the divine. What do all 7 ancestors have in common? They presented their work to the people in their poetic verses, in words with the clay of earth and the sound of the divine. You need the nutcracker of intuitive and heartfelt perception to break open the shell of language and ambiguity that the intellect can't comprehend, to get to the core of what they lay before you as divine truths in their time. I hope you enjoyed what I offered to you today, and you will turn it into delightful experiences of your own. Now, on to my announcements. I have received a complex question about how, when and why the transfer from one universe to the next takes place. I will give this topic a dedicated lecture. It will be lectures 13 this year, available as of the 7th of April. Why only then? Because the master teachers, Joshua, aka Jesus, Mother Mary and Lord Maitreya, will be my esteemed guest professors during the month of March. And I let them speak for themselves now for a moment. We are the master teachers, Lord Maitreya, Joshua, and Mother Mary. We bow to you. We speak to you with one voice through Martina. We are looking forward to providing you with our first 5 lectures at NAMAS University on your personal spiritual growth and that of the human family as of next week through Katarina. Come with an open heart and mind to be embraced by our words, energies, love, and wisdom. In these drastically changing times, that is most valuable and necessary. Make sure you will be with us. We bow to you and take our leave. Back to our host, the SANAT KUMARA. Thank you, my esteemed colleagues. In April, I will focus again on topics that include all kingdoms and Earth's relationship to the universe, and with it, we will dig into Volume 2 of my Chronicles, God's Station in Aachen Cathedral in more detail. I will be back with my lecture on the 7th of April. Finally, you might have joined one of the study groups in English, German, Russian, or Hindi. As it turns out, the people in the Hindi group communicate in English, and they have reached out to those in the English-speaking group to join as well. Thus, the Hindi study group has de facto branded into the International NAMAS University Study Group, where cross-cultural dialogue and further expansion of the library of mind can take place. What a wonderful development. Feel invited to join this study group or the one that suits you best. All information you might need is linked in the text box to this lecture. I love you all and I bless you all. This was the SANAT KUMARA.